talking really about a system that's going to allow us to serve you a lot better in your club capacity, and also, what you'll see, some of the faces you'll see of the Alumni Association as a consumer, if you will, of our communications presence will be changing as well. So we have a full house here, interactive. The way this is sort of set up is I have only 4 or 5 slides, and then between April and Ramsey, they'll take you through a little bit of the general. We are very much at the front end of this activity. We've been at it for about a year, trying to develop, take you through what it is. But we're still, we're just at the point where we're going to start rolling some of this out to the constituents. So the first thing I want to point out is just what is data. So when we talk about here, data, if you don't know, all your data, all your biographic data, every activity, all the activities you did when you were here at Purdue, it all resides in a system that is called Advance. And unlike the name, it is not so advanced. But that's just what they call it. And the good thing about the system is it has basically every piece. So if you call up at some point and you say, at a birth, somebody died, all the activity, you want this added to your record, that's where it goes and goes into that system. And we as alumni folks, we have access to that system, but it's not the cleanest system to get into, and it's a little bit archaic from a maintenance standpoint. And we're very dependent on that organization to get its data. So the real gist of this activity is we are Zumba classes. The easiest way I can tell what we're doing is to tell you we're going to take this whole mass of data, and it is a mass of data. There's about 700,000 constituents. Each one of those constituents has about 400 pieces of data. So just think of an Excel stack data. And we're moving a shadow of that, we call it a shadow or a subset of that, into a database that we can control in the Alumni Association. So that's sort of the crux of what we're doing. And that then allows us to facilitate everything from emails, how you can set up events. We're going to try to take you through just the very tip of what it is, the capabilities we're going to have from a club perspective, some of the capabilities we will eventually roll out to you so you can do more on your own. Why are we doing this? It's really just the original instigation is number one, we just wanted to have better control and better access to the data. Right now we have to wait for some of these groups to service us to get it. And secondly, we wanted to, we're good control. We wanted to be able to see the data and not have to go somewhere else to get it, because in the end, these are our constituents and our folks. So, let me see. Let me go on that one first. Let me see if I've got anything tonight. I'm looking at the charts here. Let's see. Changes making go. Okay, that's price of the changes. That's what we're doing. The elements of the various communications. It's going to affect everything we do from electronic communications probably, but you won't see a lot of it. Like, if most of you should have gotten an email if you registered for this session saying thank you for coming in, that was a brief email. And in theory, you didn't notice anything different about that, but I will tell you that's the first email that was sent via the system. The fact that you got it says we actually. And so that's part of that is just to make the point, because there's a whole face to this that even you as a consumer won't see. But the point is that it seems like a simple thing, but the person who pushed the send button on that was April. And that's not the way we do it today. Today we prepare it, but we deliver it to a third party, and they actually manage sending it. And if, say like if you change emails, you go from a Gmail to a Yahoo, and it gets an open or an unsend, I'm not sure what we call it. That goes back to this third party, eventually makes its way back to us. Now it's all going to come right back to us for better or worse. User, nothing down, let's see, making sure. Okay, keep going. All right. I think I covered most of this. I just jumped right ahead. So how will this shift time also impact your activities? Like I said, most of it is internal to Purdue. So these folks that actually know something. The big thing is, we are redoing the website. So you will see a rollout of a new web presence. Oh, that's cool. But again, so you'll see a new face, but behind that new face is also that we are actually using a new tool to put the website together. There'll be a new alumnus will be online, of course, as it is now. And it looks like it's going to be a little tough, but should be able to get this version out there and rolled out. Again, you shouldn't see a big difference, but we'll still be online. For us internally, again, this is going to allow us a much more capability than what we can do. So, for those of you that are active with some of the stuff on the web, you know that if you're out there doing something like Google or other sites, and you go in and for 15 times in a row you query a mortgage company or something, or you're looking for information, well, pretty soon these websites start recognizing what you're doing, and so when you dial them up, they start feeding you ads specific to your interests. Well, we're going to be able to do something similar in that if you're maybe a young alumni, or you're a band member, or you like to do our travel, we're going to be able to assign in their language roles. So we're going to be able to do very targeted marketing to all our alumni. So if we know there's people that could care less about athletics. So if we're doing a tailgate, we may have a list that is simply those folks that participated before, and we know they're interested in that activity. Improve responsiveness. So today, in case you don't know, and I know a lot of you work with Cindy Robinson. She works miracles, so you don't see a lot of this. But the turnaround time you get for a request of information. So if you call up and you say, I need, or it should be Don's in the back, I need the people from this area code in Chicago. The reality is, the timeline that our development team wants for that is 2 weeks. The reality is today, when we get this up and running, we're able to go to an interface screen, type in those zip codes, we're done, and we'll be able to ship it off. So that kind of activity. Or if you're just trying, sometimes people will say, hey, I'm going on vacation to Tuscaloosa, and I'd really like to know if there's any alums in the area because there's a game on. Is there going to be, they just clear out their names of people in the area. So we'll be able to get any kind of that information very quickly, and not just of geography, but also of other attributes, if you will. What their interests are, activities. I like to know the people that were in such and such a maybe lived at Earhart Hall, this was in the database. The thing to remember is this is only as good as the information that's in there. And depending on your vintage, I would say, the younger alumni, there's a lot more complete information because they're actually keeping it, unless you self-identified other stuff that's not in it. I already mentioned we'll be doing direct